back to Healthy Mind, Healthy Life. I'm your host, Avik, and today we are exploring a truly transformative topic that blends entrepreneurship, well being, and the ancient wisdom. So, dear listeners, we often think about the business strategy in terms of the numbers, systems, and growth hacks. But what if aligning your business with who you truly are could not only grow your impact but also lead to a deeper fulfillment, reduced stress, and the sustainable success? Great to think about, right? Do let me know what you think about this. I'd love to know about your perspective on this. And today, I'd love to introduce with one of our lovely guests, Marie-Eve Talbot. So, welcome to the show, Mary.
Thank you so much, Havik, for having me.
Amazing. So, dear listeners, as you know, we I always introduce you daily with one of our lovely guests. And today, I'd love to introduce you with Mary. So, Mary is a business mentor and online business manager for the Soulful entrepreneurs. And she helps purpose driven women entrepreneurs integrate the ancient wisdom systems like astrology, Ayurveda, human design, and the gene keys with practical business strategy. So, her unique soul to strategy approach helps entrepreneurs grow their business authentically, increase their impact, and most importantly, enjoy the journey. So, if you have ever felt that running your business comes at the expense of your well being, or that you are just out of alignment with your purpose, then this conversation will be a game changer. So, I'll not take much of your time. Let's get started. Welcome to the show again. Great. So, um, Mary, most entrepreneurs are taught that success comes from hustle and external strategy. So, from your perspective, um, why is aligning business with the entrepreneur's authentic self to so powerful?
Well, I guess the short answer would be sustainability. Of course, strategy is important. There's a way to, you have to make money at the end of the day, but the way you choose to do it can be either running yourself to burnout or having a balanced life that inspires you and actually makes you more productive, more creative, more fulfilled. So, um, often what happens is that we get lost in all the mechanics, all the shoulds, all the hacks and tips and secrets. And we forget what truly feels authentic to us. And then we lose purpose. We wonder why we're on that rat wheel because we're not enjoying ourselves anymore in our business. We're doing it just for that elusive number of a million or more. But really, day to day, it's not fun anymore. So I help my clients come back to a business that really lights them up, and transforms transforms it totally because the way they do things, the ideas they drive forward, everything
Mm.
is changed when they're really doing it for themselves rather than external factors like the bottom line.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Yeah. And if you can also share an example of a client, no, do not need to take the name, but who transformed their business and well-being by leaning into this alignment. So,
Well, often it's tiny shifts. I won't tell someone, "Oh, you quit your business and you'll become a tarot reader." Like that's not what I do. It's more about fine tuning the way they're doing things. For example, social media. Are they more of an extroverted type of person, a generative creator, or are they more of a reflection, quote, inspiration person? Um,
mm,
are they comfortable going live and answering questions from their audience, or would they rather give, the 5 steps to whatever they're doing? It's
mm,
more about, yeah, finding that. And also, I like to guide them to track the moon cycle and their hormonal cycle just to know where their energy will be at during the month. So, most women, we have
mm,
that hormonal cycle. And at the first half of it, we're very creative. and the second half of it, not so much. So if you have to plan a time to batch your content, for example, let's do it when you're most creative and, keep some of the like more administrative tasks for when you're more at the end of your cycle and actually you're just happy to look into numbers and do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, understood. I mean, that's really incredible because it shows success doesn't always mean more effort, and it can come from a place of flow and the authenticity as well. So that's true. Yeah.
Well, even in sport, like you couldn't just train 24 hours a day. You would need time to sleep, to rest, to recuperate, to stretch. Um, these are the highlights, someone sweating on the field and, giving their all, but they also need their ice baths. They also need their massages. They also need their body to heal a little bit from the intense training before they can go and do more. And that's the same concept in business. We just see the hard work, but the recuperation and the rest is, I would say, more important, because it gives us direction too, not just energy, but also a purposeful direction where we want to put our efforts towards.
No, I agree. Totally agree on this. Yeah. And like you integrate tools like astrology, Ayurveda, human design, gene keys into your work. So how do these ancient systems help entrepreneurs find the clarity and the balance? So yeah.
Well, basically, often we're not so sure who we are. We think
Hmm.
we do know our strength, but sometimes it's hard to really know what we're best skilled at, or something we take for granted. We think almost everyone is like us, but no, not really. So astrology, especially in the gene key, no, sorry, human design,
Hmm.
they help um, just surface our gifts and our strength and our special talents, and then.
Hmm.
Sorry, my cat is a bit noisy. I hope you don't hear it.
It's crucial, yeah. Yeah.
Um, so it helps us just consolidate what truly our gifts are, or how we're different from other people offering similar services. And also, then Ayurveda and also astrology will help us sync our efforts for more productivity, just to make sure that when naturally we have more energy, we're using it. And when naturally we're more ready to rest, we're doing that too.
I agree. Yeah. And like, do you find that clients are skeptical at first? And I mean, if so, then how do you bridge the gap between spiritual practices and the hard business results?
Well, I'm very lucky that most of my clients are in the spirituality fields and personal development fields. So themselves, they are life coaches, yoga teachers, all kinds of holistic healers that have their own unusual modalities. They would channel archangels, or they would do tapping to unblock like their life. So they're very open-minded. But let's say someone isn't that um, like a believer of astrology, let's say, well, it's okay. I mean, for me, it's a way to read someone, but they don't need to learn astrology or human design or the gene keys for it to work. I'm the one guiding them and helping them align with that energy pattern. If it doesn't make sense, if it doesn't resonate, then I'll try to find another view, another perspective, and it's going to be experimentation for sure, because I'm not an expert in all these fields. My expertise is in business, first and foremost. Um, but it's totally okay. And different people have different sensibilities too to the moon. For example, if I'm working with a male client, or someone who just isn't very much attuned to the moon, then maybe that advice won't work for them, and that's okay. That's okay. It's not because I'm feeling it very strongly that it's the full moon, for example, that everyone will
Mm.
too.
Exactly. Yeah. Lovely. Yeah. And I love that you connect this um, timeless insights to the practical action, because sometimes people forget that the two can work beautifully together. So, yeah. And like, you talk about the authentic marketing and the attracting ideal clients by being your genuine self. So, how does this approach also lead to more wealth and pleasure in the business?
Oh, so much. So much. Well,
Mhm.
it stems from the empowerment dynamic. Um, Instead of trying to attract people from their scarcity or victim mindset of, oh no, you're gonna miss out, and
Mm.
your life will never get better if you don't buy my ebook or course or whatever. It's more about talking to them, to their co-creator side of themselves, their empowered side. You know how you want to lead your life, and this is a tool that can help you, and I'm inviting you to to purchase it. So this is such a different energy. So
Mm.
marketing, of course, will be different because there's no timer that will tell you, oh no, you have 30 seconds left before the bonus disappears, or those shady
Yeah.
tactics get that basically just have a higher refund rate afterwards because people buy on impulse and it wasn't the right purchase for them, and they'll either ask for a refund or be super disappointed and not even try the course, or you know, it's not what they needed.
Mm.
So to be in true service, to be authentic, to be generous, to be honest, you can't force people to buy whatever you're happy to buy. Eh, The best marketing is super satisfied clients that will talk to their friends about you.
Mm.
And being authentic is just showing your true personality, not just having the salesperson hat on. It's about sh- sharing your values, sharing your views, why you're creating this, who it's speaking to, in a truly invitation, and just sharing your excitement and enthusiasm about what you're creating, so that they can create the life they want instead of fix the problems they have, if that makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah. And lovely. So, and like, for those who are afraid of showing too much of themselves, how do you guide them past that fear?
Well, you can be authentic while telling case studies, sharing testimonials, um, being a little vague on the timeline of when something happened to you. You don't have to share when you're raw and still bleeding, so to speak. You can wait for the wounds to scar. Um, and you don't need to take photos of your meal, or, of your children. You don't need to do that necessarily to connect with other people. We're all human, and your thoughts are valid, your emotions are valid, just experiences you've had and how it went. We can all connect as long as storytelling is so strong and powerful that you can tell almost any story, and people will, well, not all, any story, but storytelling will connect so much easier with audiences than just a list of facts. So you don't need to, share about your breakup or something super personal for you to do business. Many brands don't even have a face. Many brands aren't even a personal brand. Most of the brands we know are like that. So Nike, we don't care what someone at Nike did today, they don't share their training with us, and yet we connect emotionally with the brand.
Mm.
But
Exactly.
being authentic also means how you're doing business. How are you responding to emails? What is your refund policy? How do you manage your community? Just the type of content you're serving online. As I was saying before, the victim versus empowered version of your clients or audience. Who are you speaking to? That is part of your authenticity too.
Exactly. True. So, and wow, and that's such a hopeful message. And uh, wow, and but like, one thing, like, for the future, basically, um, those who are listening who feel completely disconnected from their purpose right now, Uh, what's the very first step they can take today to realign? What do you suggest?
Well, I have two tips. They go hand in hand. I guess it would be, the two sides of the coin. The
Mhm.
first one is to find a way to center yourself. Just
Hmm.
become intimate with your own emotions and thoughts and values and likes and dislikes. It can be taking a walk with no podcast ideally in your ears, just with yourself, or journaling. That's my favorite way to do it. It can be somatic things like tai chi, yoga, dancing, but something that brings you back to feeling, oh, this is me. I
Mm.
I'm I'm reconnecting to myself. And the second thing would be to do something, try something and see how that feels. If you want to post more often, like try a format, for example, and come back to yourself and think, well, does that feel right? Is this fun? What would I like more or less of? And you iterate like that. But you have to find that feeling of you-ness and then go out and experiment. And if you're not sure, well, your charts always have a great starting point just to show you a broad picture of how you're different from the rest of humanity, basically. And yeah.
Lovely, lovely. Uh, that's amazing. I mean, it's really important to know that alignment is available to anyone, no matter where they are starting from. So that's a great belief and trust. So thank you so much, Mary, for sharing such rich insights with us today. And um, what really struck me about this conversation is like how your approach shows that soulful and strategic are not the opposite, but they are actually the perfect combination for the success. So which I really love the most. And uh, for all the listeners, I love to mention, like, if you have been feeling the strain of building a business that doesn't quite feel aligned with who you are, then I definitely encourage you to explore the tools and the frameworks uh, the Marie-Eve shared today. So this isn't about doing more, but it's all about doing what truly feels authentic to you. So uh, and Mary, like, where can listeners connect with you and learn more about your work?
Well, they can visit my website at delightedspirit.com.
Mhm.
Everything is there. They can download a free project planner. They can connect with me on social media, read the blog, and hire me if they feel called to.
Perfect. So dear listeners, what I'll do is for your reference, I'll put all the links into the show notes for your easy reference. And um, to everyone tuning in, thank you so much for spending this time with us. And if this episode has resonated with you, please share it with another entrepreneur who could benefit from these insights. So this is your host Avik reminding you that your business should feel like an extension of your purpose, not as a source of constant stress. So until next time, stay aligned, stay inspired, and keep building the life and business that you love. So thank you so much.